my name is Ravikumar. It's nice to have you back over here at the Ahimsa project. Today we're going to talk about meditation. So, what is meditation? Well, first of all, meditation is a part of yoga. It is a piece of yoga. And I will be very truthful and honest because I am a terrible liar, but I just figured out how to meditate. In the past 2 or 3 months, I picked up a book called May Cause Miracles by Gabby Bernstein, and she is an amazing author. She wrote a 40-day challenge on how to meditate and how to challenge yourself to view life through a miracle perspective. So viewing the positivity instead of the negativity and choosing love over fear. So through part of that challenge, I have managed to arrive on my mat and in front of my altar almost every single day since I began the book. And I am not finished yet, but I started over 40 days ago. So it has actually challenged me to arrive on my mat and in front of my meditation altar, even when my Nook has run out of its battery. I have been loving this challenge and have been so excited to begin to accept meditation as a piece of my daily life. So for myself personally, I am a morning person. I wake up in the morning and I sit in front of my meditation altar that I have created out of beautiful things that I love. And I sit quietly on my mat and try to listen. People often want to know what meditation is, and meditation is listening while prayer is asking. So there are days when I do both. There are days when I very much so need to sit in front of the meditation altar and pray and ask. But there are a lot of other days where I just need to listen. And it is very difficult. For example, yesterday, all I could think about was my laundry, my lunch, what my husband needed, what I needed before I went to work, what the dog needed, what my cat needed, if I fed any of my animals, when the last time it was that I went grocery shopping, etc. So there are days when it is very, very difficult to concentrate, but it helps to just arrive. So even if you have trouble meditating, it's only 5 minutes. Try the best you can to sit still for 5 minutes. So I'm going to lead you through a few of the things that I use in my meditation altar, and everybody's meditation altars are completely different. I went to Pure One Imports and bought the perfect corner cabinet. I use my yoga mat to sit on because that's where I find the most comfort. I also use incense. So I have this beautiful incense holder that's very simple with an ohm on it. I also created a holding jar for some of my incense that I keep in a mason jar with some beautiful stones. I almost always have forms of oil, so I'll rub it on my hands or I will put it on my temples. It's something that I often use in class with my students during Shavasana. The octopus is a very special story, and so I will tell more about the octopus later. The Hindu deities are from various stores. So the 2 elephants are the god Ganesh, and he is the destroyer of all obstacles. So he helps to open up some of those beautiful meditation channels for me. Each of these pieces are things that I connect with personally, that I found. They're found items, and I didn't necessarily pick them for my meditation altar. One of the other things that I do is light a candle. I believe that it opens up some of that beautiful white light that we have within us and that we're able to find, and so that is my particular practice with meditation. So, typically when you meditate, I meditate either cross-legged or in a kneeling position. It's said that kneeling is a little bit more vulnerable. You're actually opening up your heart chakra or your heart a little bit deeper, and that can be kind of scary. So you might want to start in a cross-legged position, and then eventually, when it's more comfortable to you or when it feels appropriate, move into your kneeling position. So So I mentioned that I was going to talk about the octopus later, but this is a little octopus that my husband had given me. It is a glass-blown octopus that we got when we were on a mini staycation. So we were only 20 minutes from home, and we found it down the street, and it was a beautiful little piece. But the reason that I hold octopi so dear to my heart is because I saw one in the ocean when I was scuba diving, and I was probably at my most depressed state, and they're pretty rare to see. So I am a night scuba diver. I scuba dive late at night with my friends and my family, and you can see some of the most beautiful and outrageous creatures that you've ever seen. But it is rare. It's pretty rare to see an octopus, and during my most depressed state, I actually saw one swim by us, and not just swim by, but stay. He stayed and he wrapped his tentacles around this beautiful porthole, and we all reached out to be as close to him as we possibly could, and he began to touch my heart. So since then, I have held octopi very dear to my heart, and through yoga, I realized that the 8 limbs can also be seen through their 8 tentacles. Yoga is comprised of 8 limbs, and only one of those limbs is asana, or poses. The first 2 are the yamas and the niyamas, and those are all about how to live your life and how to be moral. So one of them is Ahimsa, which I talk about all the time. It's the Ahimsa project. It means nonviolence and kindness to others. One of them is Ishvar Pratihana, which is the belief that the universe will have things work out the way that they should. So it might not be the way that you want, but it's the way that they should be working out. Another one is don't steal. Just be kind to others in every way that you possibly can. And the neat part about all of these Sanskrit words and all of these definitions is that there are so many different translations. So that's why I translate Ahimsa to also mean self-love. So those are the first 2 limbs of yoga, and embedded within those 2 limbs are 10 definitions. The third is asanas, which are poses. The fourth is pranayama, which is the breath, and that is sometimes brought into yoga classes, and I will definitely touch upon it within my blog. The fifth one is pratyahara, which is the control of your senses. The 6th one is dharana, which is concentration, and it is personal awareness. The 7th one is dhyana, which is the meditation, so that is what we're talking about today. And the 8th limb is samadhi, which is enlightenment. It is a goal and it is an intention that this is the way that we live our lives, and it is okay to mess up. That is the purpose of the Ahimsa project, to give yourself the opportunity to love yourselves a little bit more. So as always, get out there, do yoga, and make life sparkle. Namaste.